I think we're going to start in the yin position, even though you guys are both standing and ready to go.
Okay.
What do we think? Oh? Ah. And let's come into butterfly. So bring the bottoms of your feet together. Your heels about 2 hands length away from your groin. Lift up nice and tall. And then soften your spine as you roll down. Letting your chin come to your chest, your head drop to your feet, or someplace in between. Take a full inhale, and with your exhale, just sigh it out. Take a couple moments to just move through your various bodies, the gross and the subtle. Feeling your physical body. Feeling your energetic body. Your emotional body. Feeling into your body of thoughts. And then, however you have established as a practice, maybe check in with your spirit body. This more eternal aspect of yourself. So your body of thoughts, your body of feelings, your body of energy, your physical body. Those come and go, but the spirit body is really the focus that all these other bodies act upon and are acted upon. And then with your next inhale, roll up. Come to a seated position, upright position, and then come back onto your elbows, keeping your feet as they are. And let your head drop back if that doesn't hurt your neck. If it hurts your neck, then you can keep your chin to your chest. else you let your head just drop back. Feel your tongue relaxed. When despair grows in me, and I wake in the night, at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free. It's a poem by Wendell Berry. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. This homage to what nature and animals can show us is this unavoidable and fully expressed self-expression or knowledge or beingness, I guess you could say. In some occult imaginations of the world, all the animals in the world echo and share a common ground with us, like that our physical body has attributes from all the animals in the world, and our human physical humanness nearly. And that the story is that when a species becomes extinct, we actually lose capacity or lose some element. We share with animals that we live and die here on earth. And that between life and death we have a need for physical sustenance. As well as physical presence of other beings. Let your upper body come down to the mat. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And when we look at the habit of hierarchy that can feel so uncomfortable, like how we've learned about the differences between rocks and plants, animals and humans, it's really a hierarchy of complexity. And really, complexity isn't a better than situation necessarily. So this hierarchy isn't oriented around good and bad. But in human beings knowing, we then know things that we are asked and called to be responsible for in a different way than an animal is. With different tasks and different roles. Not a better than, not good versus bad. But a different level of ability to respond. Stretch your legs long if you haven't already. You can wiggle your toes and shift your weight around, wiggle your hips a little bit, even lying here. And then with your next inhale, stretch your arms over your head and try to reach your arms as far away from your feet as you can, and vice versa. And with your exhale, curl into a tight little ball. And then roll back and forth on your spine and gather up enough momentum to roll all the way up onto your feet and heroically stretch up to the ceiling. Ta-da! Beautiful. And then bring your hands down to heart center. Bring your feet together. Let your elbows be heavy. Close your eyes and actually kind of rock on your feet a little bit and see if you can really find the midpoint where your spine shoots up towards the sky like a beacon, like a beam of light. Close your eyes. Empty your breath and join me on 3 ohms. Take a deep inhale. And just take a full breath and maybe just smile to yourself. Maybe think of something that makes you grin, or the smile actually makes you feel the grin. Allowing our practice to be one of joy, even when the work is hard. And softly open your eyes, and with your inhale, stretch your arms up high. Hi. And then with your exhale, bow forward. Let your head drop. Oh. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And then step back to plank. And let's get some breathing going here. So it's dramatic. If you need to, you can drop your knees to the ground. But feel that you have as many muscles as you can gather cooperating and helping you out here. Feel your heels reaching back, your chest reaching forward, and feel, even as I'm challenging you just to stay in this one posture, already the fire of an Agni is starting in your body. So add a little bit of a grin with your next inhale. Inch your body forward so you come to your tippy toes, then slowly lower down, touching chaturanga, and you can come all the way down to the ground. Inhale, push your toenails into the ground, feel your legs strong, and lift up into low cobra. And then exhale, come on your knees and shift into downward facing dog. Beautiful. So even if the postures are simple and quote unquote easy for you, can you come into the posture being responsible to what you know about it, or responsible to what you love about it? My homeboy Rudolf Steiner talks about how our freedom, human beings' freedom, is really about that we are free to be responsive to what we love. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Look forward. And with your next inhale, walk your feet in between your hands, lifting up into a halfway lift. Exhale, release, and bow down. Push down with your feet and inhale, roll all the way up to the sky. Reach up tall. Exhale, Samasti Tihi. Inhale, stretch your arms up high. Exhale, bow forward. Let your knees be soft. Let your head go. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back to plank and lower as you exhale, halfway down, chaturanga, elbows squeeze to your ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra, yogi's choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. So by yogi's choice, you choose what you want. And in upward facing dog, when your arms are fully extended, you want to engage your legs so much that the activity in your legs lifts them away from the mat. So if your legs aren't lifted away from the mat, then just do little cobra, baby cobra. It's just a very guided way to build the strength in your body up. With your next exhale, empty your breath all the way, look forward, and as you inhale, either hop your feet in between your hands or walk them forward, coming into a halfway lift on that one breath. Exhale, release, and bow down. Let your head drop. Push down with your feet, rise up tall, let your fingernails even stretch up to the ceiling. And exhale, Samasti Tihi. One more, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bow it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel your lower abdominals and then jump back to chaturanga or walk to plank and lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. So there's more strength you have in your legs, the more freedom you experience in your spine. Continuing to find this balance of ease and effort. And notice how different both the ease and the effort is when we are responding to what we love. When we're being responsible to what we love. Take another full inhale, empty your breath all the way, look forward, allow your inhale to float your feet forward and lift up into a halfway lift. Exhale, release and drop your head down. Push down with your heels, rise up tall, and with your exhale, Samasti Tihi. Then bend your knees bravely, drop your hips, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, chaturanga or the ground or ashtanga namaskar. Inhale, come into your back bend. Spread out your fingers. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky today, and then step your foot all the way forward to your right thumb. Let your left heel be lifted and rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. This creates space, and with your exhale, pull your knee to your nose and step your foot all the way forward to your left thumb. Let your right heel stay lifted and rise up, crescent lunge. Beautiful. And then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. As we move in our vinyasa, this dynamic rhythm should be heating up your body. Your Ujjayi breath is also heating your body. And the elevation of temperature should ensure that you have more space, literally, that your muscles are more responsive. It also increases the challenge. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Look forward, float your feet, and inhale, halfway lift on one breath, or jog, or some combination. Exhale, release, and drop your head down. Bend your knees deeply. Drop your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Jump back to Chaturanga, step to plank. Either Ashtanga Namaskar or Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, stretch your right leg long, and with your exhale, take your right knee across your body and touch your left elbow. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, right knee touches your right elbow. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Rise up, crescent lunge. Back heel's lifted. And then with your exhale, just an open arm twist to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Feel the stretch all the way in front of your chest, all the way down to your tippy toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch your left leg up to the sky. And with your exhale, bring your knee across your body, touch your right elbow. Ding. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Inhale, stretch your leg long. And with your exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Rise up, crescent lunge. Open arm twist to your left, starting to warm up the twist in our spine. Inhale up to center. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. And then with your exhale, place your left foot about halfway to your left hand. Some place where you can keep your left hand still on the ground. And then inhale, straighten your right leg up to the ceiling. See if you can have your hands flat. And then engage your abdominal muscles and see if you can pull your belly button so far up towards your back that your heel starts to lift up off the floor. And then you start to just balance on your big toe. Find the weight in your hands. So if you need to, Peter, you can just take your foot slightly back so there's more, so you can have your hands flat. Beautiful. And then you can do it in midair. Kick, switch your legs. Pacha, pacha. Nice. You can do some fancy little move. Whatever you need to, then push off with the right one. Lift the left one. And now imagine that the ceiling is within your leg's reach, and try to reach your left leg up to the ceiling. So maybe switch your legs, Peter. So you're pushing off with the other one, yeah. And then from here, see if you can stretch your back leg so much that it actually lifts your heel on your standing foot. Breathing through your nose. Oh, it's annoying sometimes. And then tiptoe your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, and bow down. Bend your knees, drop your booty. Inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to your right. Inhale, stretch your right arm up to the sky. Keep your left arm where it is, or not. And then exhale here, twisting a little deeper. And with your next inhale, come up to Utkatasana. Bring your hands back to prayer with your exhale and twist to your left-hand side. So coming first into prayer, really pushing down your bottom hand. And then you wave your left arm up, feeling the wing of your shoulder blade press your chest forward. Exhale here, twisting a little bit more. And then inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, chaturanga over the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. And then with your exhale, bring your knee towards your nose. And then you're going to shoot your right leg in between your left foot and your left hand. And you're going to come into this posture called wild thing. So you stretch your leg out and wave your left arm up to the sky. Yeah, babies. You got a little whoop, whoop. And then with your inhale, take your right leg up into three-legged dog. With your inhale, take your right leg up into three-legged dog. So you put your left hand down and you lift your right leg back where you were. Oop, there it is. And then with your exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Just touch it. Inhale, stretch your leg long. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Raise up, crescent lunge, back heels lifted. And with your exhale, bring your hands to prayer and twist to your right. Now again, you can do the goofy arm position, which is staying in the twist and opening up your right arm like it's a little wing and you're stretching your wings out. And maybe you bring your left hand to the ground, or maybe not. Take another full inhale here, twist on the exhale. Then inhale, and then windmill, open up, warrior two. Ta-da! Yeah! And then inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, come into side angle variation. So you're going to bring your elbow onto your knee. That's the variation. And you want to pull your shoulders out of your ears. Beautiful. Now, you can just make sure that elbow isn't carrying all your weight. Just float it for a moment. Maybe you need to, fix your face or something. Take another full inhale for beautiful abdominal strength. With your next inhale, reverse your warrior, and then exhale, chaturanga. Hoo-yah! Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yeah, inhale, extend your left leg. Now exhale, bring your left knee like halfway forward and shoot your left foot out to your right, in between your right hand and your right foot for wild thing. And wave your right arm up to the sky. Hey, wild thing. In this version, you keep both legs straight. And then exhale, three-legged dog. Bring your right hand down and inhale, lift up your left leg. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow, just touch it. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Keep your right heel lifted, rise up, crescent lunge. With your exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to your right. That'd be over here, that'd be your left. Get strong with your right leg and just wave your left arm. Feel your wings open. Feel your right thigh pushing towards your right hamstring. Take an inhale here, and with your exhale and a little bit of drama, open up to warrior two. Ta-da! Inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, side angle variation. So you bring your left elbow onto your left knee, and you stretch your right arm over your ear. Noticing you want the freedom to fix your eyebrows. Let your heart be opening. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, sweet chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky again. And with your exhale, step your left foot about halfway to your left hand-ish, where you can keep your hand flat. Raise your right leg up into the sky. And then a little hip hop, so 3 jumps. Try to land as quietly as you can by bending your knee when you land. And then switch to the other leg. Beautiful. And then walk your feet in between your hands. Separate your feet at least hip distance apart. Hook onto your big toes with your peace fingers and your thumbs. Inhale, halfway lift, bending your knees if you have to, and with your exhale, release and pull forward. Let your head be soft. Your elbows bending out to the sides. Then inhale, halfway lift, and slide your whole hand underneath your feet. Well, one hand, 1 foot each, yeah. See if you can get your toes to be actually cuddled into the creases of your wrists. You might have to bend your knees more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Feel your Uddiyana Bandha pulling it up to your spine. And even in this strange position where you're flirting with the balance and where you you nearly fall forward. Even in this odd place, can we practice being at rest or being at peace, such as the wild things are? Pull your belly up to your spine. And then inhale, halfway lift, release your hands, and squat down and come into goddess pose. If it's easy for you, you can challenge yourself by bringing your heels closer together. If your heels won't stay on the ground, you can take your legs wider. Feel your heart opening, your shoulders dropping back behind you. And lengthen the back of your neck. And it just seems like the natural go-to. Place your hands on the ground, bring your knees as high up into your armpits as you can. And if you just lift up 1 foot maybe, or if you know crow, go right into crow. Bring your big toes to touch, trying to keep your gaze straight forward. Like right at the baseboard over here. Look towards the window. You're allowed to breathe. And then come back into goddess pose. Now stretch your arms forward. Stay low. Take your right arm and sweep it low around your right knee and see if you can reach back and hold hands behind you. It might just be holding t-shirt. Let your heart be opening up to the ceiling. If you lift your gaze, the rest of you will follow. You start floating up. Okay, it's not that immediate. And then come back to center. Interlace your fingers. Ooh, stretch up into a little back bend. And come back into goddess. Stretch your arms forward. Keep your left arm low. Wrapping your arm around your left knee. Reach back behind you. See if you can hold hands. And let your heart open up to the ceiling. unwind, interlace your fingers, reach up tall. And with your exhale, samastitihi. Bring your right foot up to your right thigh. Pushing your foot, the bottom of your foot, into the inside of your thigh, above your knee or below your knee, not just right against your knee. And you want to push your thigh to your foot as you push your foot to your thigh, just like your hands push together in prayer. Take your gaze in front of you, so you're looking out in the world. And if this is easy, continue to challenge yourself, maybe opening up your arms, taking your gaze up, or lifting up onto your tippy toes, which I know I can't do today. Or you can do the raver tree, that's fine too. Just like, wave your arms about. Maybe just wiggle your fingers a little bit. Bring in the lightness. Joy is not being deaf to other people's suffering, but it's to have a practice of responding to the beauty and the magic around you. Beautiful. Now that you guys have both fallen out. Other side. Vashagan. We could have been there forever. You didn't know I was waiting for that, huh? Left foot, lift it up. So it's totally, if you're challenged with balance, to have your foot below your knee. You can even have it so your toes touch the ground if you need to. Well, that's cool, but today you're not going to have it like that. You want to push your thigh into your foot and your foot into your thigh. And thank you. When things are hard, that's exactly when our practice starts, so to say. We have our practice. And the places, where we fall short in our practice, you'll be surprised to notice that maybe some of your friends have a good model for you. Or at least just a good mantra, live and learn, live and learn. And release. And just wiggle it out. Oh yeah, baby. Ooh. Inhale, come to the top of your mat. Throw your arms up in the air. And with your exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk, fly, or flow. Exhale, sweet chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. With your exhale, take your right foot to wild thing. Reach it between your left hand and your left foot. Yes. Wave up to the invisible gods in the ceiling. And with your exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg one more time. Oh, I know, it was so cheeky. And then step your right foot to your right thumb. This time, put your left heel down on the ground and inhale up, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, come flying underneath your right thigh. Stretch your arms out. And then if you want to play a little bit, you're going to bring your hands down to the ground. You let your back heel lift up. Toe heel your right leg out to the right. Bend your elbows. If you're just starting, bring your weight onto your left elbow with your hip and then stretch up. So you bring your weight to your fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga. Fake it till you make it, baby. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, left side, same thing. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, bring your left foot in between your right hand and your right foot for wild thing, and then wave your right arm up to the sky. Beautiful. Take an inhale here, and exhale, chaturanga, my sneaky extra vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up again. And with your exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Let your right heel come to the ground. Warrior one, rise up. Open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then with your exhale, fly underneath your left thigh. stretching your arms out, having that beautiful little abdominal moment. Nice. And then bring your hands to the ground. Let your right heel lift up. And so you toe heel your left leg out to the left, your hands on the inside, then bend your elbows and pull your elbows so they come towards your hips. And then you just bring your weight to your fingertips, resting on your armrests. And then stretch your right leg up to the sky and exhale, chaturanga. E-dog. Find your way back. Now you have, you're going to take about 2 minutes wherever you are and practice something, some sort of inversion. So if you want the support of a wall, feel free to go to a wall. If you want to just practice seeing how far you can get to headstand without a wall, feel free to do that. If you're like, I can tell what I'm going to invert, look at this, then pick something else. But 2 minutes, see what your body's asking for. We're going to come back to the mat, and we're going to do back bends, and basically back bends and a twist. We'll do a passive back bend today. So there's walls over there. That's mirror, so I would advise not to go to the mirror. For the people at home, we might disappear, but you can find a wall to practice on. Handstand, headstand, shoulder stand, scorpion, any inversion, anything that makes you go upside down. You can do headstand in the middle of the room if you want. Beautiful. So one of the things that we want to learn to be responsible to is starting to hear our intuitive understanding of things. So in our yoga practice, you'll notice that there's might be poses you're craving to do, and do them. Then there's this other part of our intuitive side where there are poses we really want to avoid. Do those poses too. But wherever you are in your poses, in the evolution of them, you breathe through it and you practice with joy. So if you fall on your ass, if you fall down, instead of saying, oh shit, say, oh fertilizer. It's part of the path. See if you can pull your ribs towards your spine and the headstand there. Beautiful. Come a little bit more upright, squeezing your elbows together, Peter. Gorgeous. Coming down from the inversion, come into child's pose, baby pose. So our babies in our world are a lot more like the wild things in our life, where they're not second guessing their need to scream or wiggle or whisper. And then find your way back into the middle of the room, bringing your mat and coming onto your back. So if you have a block handy, you can use a block. You could also use a stack of books or a big bolster. And we're going to come into a supported bridge. So if you have a yoga block, you just need, it's got these fancy low, medium, and high settings. And for most of us, we can go into the supported back bend on the higher setting. But you lift up your hips and you place the block right underneath your sacrum. And it should be a place that you can stretch your legs out, or bring your feet into Supta Baddha Konasana, or do some knitting with your toes. I'm just kidding. I can't knit with my toes. But it should feel supported. And I think you can probably go to higher. I mean, I can be wrong, but what do you think? When you find the right spot, it's pretty nice. Yeah? You can bring your feet together and let your knees fall open. You can stretch your legs long. You also can come into a different passive back bend, such as Sphinx or Seal. But let's listen to Wendell Berry's musings again. Musings, that's kind of unfair. Intentional poetry. When despair grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and I lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free. This ability to respond to the love in our life, not just in partnership or family, but with strangers, with the earth. It's a tremendous risk. Because our care not only allows our ability to respond to become lighter, but it also is the source that casts a shadow of fear. This Wendell mentions, this forethought of grief. Being wildly in love, I've noticed that in the back of my head there's also this insane fear, like, now what is it to care so much about the livelihood, the well-being, the health, and the life of another being? And even with our love for the earth, this fear can grip us, like there's not so much understanding of the earth being a living being and being part of us and us part of it. Bring your feet into hip distance, spin your toes in, and before we totally release, we're going to actually lift up first, remove the block. Take a full breath here, recreating, if we can, that support by our own muscle in our legs and our stretch and dynamic movement. Reaching your chest towards your face, your knees away from your face. If you want to sneak in a full wheel pose, now is the moment. For 5, 4, 3, maybe a hint of a smile, 2, 1, and slowly come down. Stretch your legs long, moan and groan a little bit. Oh. And then hug your knees into your chest, and let's close our practice with a final twist. So your version of a twist, you can hug your knees in, take your arms out to a T, and then slowly drop your knees to the left first. If you want, you can stretch your left leg long. Take a full inhale. And with your exhale, sigh it out and give permission for your body to respond with relaxation. Ah. And come back to center. Hug your knees and twist to the other side. Take a full inhale. Exhale, side out. And then come back to center and stretch long in Shavasana. Allow the floor to have you. With your next inhale, invite your breath to the edges of your body. Feel your awareness traveling with your breath. Inhale, feel the life coming to your edges. Exhale, you can hug your knees into your chest and start to roll to your right hand side. Pause for a moment there, feeling the vitality and your amazing capacity to love. And then help yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Allow your hands to meet at heart center. Feel the ground below you. Notice the people around you. Lift up tall. Let's close with one Om. Empty your breath. Take a deep inhale. Bring your prayer hands to your third eye. Invite the divine light. And as we bow forward together, we say, Namaste. And a little woo, 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 woo. Ow.
Oh. Man kommer ju bli Superman om man håller på med det här. Ja.
Absolut.